What's up, guys? Tim Ruswick here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different than what I've been used to doing. This time we're actually going to go on my computer and we're going to look at some really cool things that I think most indies should know about, because when it comes to funding a game, I think it's really important that you understand your different options. A lot of us have jobs and we like to work on our games when we come home. A lot of us have do freelance gigs and we fund our games that way. Some of us like to use Kickstarter and stuff like that to fund these games, but there are a lot of different avenues, and I want to kind of go over some of the different funding options, some of the things that are available. We can't go over everything, obviously, because it's so massive, but I want to go over a few things that I think are especially useful that you may not have heard of that will allow you to get some funding for your game. So one of the first things that I want to kind of look at is the Unreal Dev Grants. Now, Unreal Engine is a pretty popular engine out there, and I love the engine. I don't use it personally because I think it's a little overkill for the kind of games that I make, but I know a lot of people that love Unreal, and they have these grants where they're giving away $5 million, which is 5,000 to 50,000 per indie, with no strings attached, literally no strings attached. All you have to do is use their engine. That's pretty cool, right? So, and I know a lot of developers, especially that watch my videos, they're already using Unreal. So if you're using Unreal, all you got to do is send these guys an email, and you could potentially walk away with 5 to 50 grand in funding to get your game there. Now, obviously, I don't want to oversimplify it. I don't want to make it seem like you send them an email, they're going to send you 50 grand, because it's not going to happen. Your game has to look good. It has to be unique. Like, if you look at some of their funded projects, a lot of this stuff is really, really cool. So they're like, obviously you have to have something about your game. You have to have an identity that stands out. You have to have some cool stuff to get funded. But this is here. This program is here, and it's waiting for you to take advantage of. If you don't use Unreal, that's cool. CryEngine has something similar. They're giving away up to 1 million, and their fund is very similar to what we just talked about, but it's for CryEngine, and they have some stuff that they've funded here, or these are current applicants. I'm sorry, and it has all of the details on this page. All of these links will be in the description, by the way. So if you want to check these out, you can. But like, CryEngine and Unreal both have ways for you to get money to fund your indie game. So if you're looking for things to get some money, whether it doesn't matter what you need money for. It could be for assets, it could be for team members, it could be for just living costs while you're trying to make the game. These are really cool things. So in addition to that, I found Chucklefish's page for Indie Games Fund. Now, I think this says funding, but this seems like it's more like publishing. And the only reason that I show you guys this, even though I've never used it personally, is because these guys are legit. You've noticed some of these games. A lot of these games are very well-selling games on Steam. So the stuff that they put out there is very high quality. They're backed, and they've got some good shit under their belt. So I found this on a random Google search. I don't know the details, but this is something that I wanted to share with you guys as well, because I think it's a good addition for a video like this. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. If something happens, I'm sorry. I've never used them. I've never tried this, but I just wanted to show it to you guys. One of the other things, now this I've heard a lot about. This is the Indie Fund, and this has a lot of high quality people on it. I believe this guy did World of Goo. You got Jonathan Blow, who did Braid. You got Tommy, who did Super Meat Boy. You got a lot of really cool developers on this fund, and essentially they'll give you money in 2 payments. One's up front, one's closer to the completion when the first one runs out. But what they want is 25% of the revenue for 2 years until they double their investment. That's all they want. And then if 2 years passes and you haven't made back their investment, you don't have to pay them back anything and you get full revenue. I think it's a really fair deal, to be honest, especially if you need the money to finish development, if you need the money for teams or assets or anything. This is a really cool program, and I know people that have said very positive things about this. So this is something that you should really check into and think about applying for if you fit some of the criteria. And it's super simple. The criteria is very easy, and I love that these guys have made the obligations very clear, because a lot of times contracts like this are ridiculous and they've hidden shit in there, and they got to use your game for promotion, and there's all kinds of clauses for all kinds of stuff. It doesn't seem like that with this. It's like, we're going to double our investment and you get your shit back. And that's really cool, because then they can fund more indie games from double investment. So this is really cool. So in addition to the funds that I've kind of shown you, there are also publishing options. And publishers like Kongregate, for example, Kongregate has a program called Launchpad, which, again, they say funding, but it's more similar to publishing in the fact that they offer certain things. Kongregate has a program like this. A lot of the web portals have a program similar to this, where they'll take on your game. Sometimes they'll give you a lump sum, but sometimes they give you support that's not financial. So they'll help fund marketing, or they'll use their audience to help market, which is, in my opinion, is better than money sometimes for marketing. When you've got a player like this, that someone that's this huge, that has all these people wanting to play games, they're right there, they're waiting. So when you got a player like this, I think it's pretty awesome to get them involved. So Launchpad is high quality games, because these are web games, right? So Kongregate does a lot of web games, but the Launchpad X is really cool, because these guys, they want tiny little crazy games, which indies are great at doing, like stuff that is crazy or out of the box, or you've never thought of before, like really tiny stuff, and they'll really help you out. And these are the things they help out with. One of them is funding. So that's something really cool to look at. But all of these look very promising. This is the only one that I said is questionable, but these guys have a lot of big names behind them, so it's worth looking at. But I know for a fact the Unreal Fund and the CryEngine Fund both are very credible. Indie Fund, I've heard a lot of people about these. So this is stuff that a lot of indies don't know exists, right? And I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it could be really cool if you're looking to get funded. I know a lot of us turn to Kickstarter or Indiegogo or some of these other things, but a lot of people don't realize how much work that is, and how Kickstarter is not a marketing campaign. Kickstarter requires a marketing campaign just to get kickstarted. So, to go through all that is almost like going through a game launch in a way, and then you got to do 2 launches because you have to do your launch for your Kickstarter and all that. So something like this seems a lot easier, a lot more straightforward. Obviously, the criteria is going to be varying and somewhat high for some of these projects. Like the production value on some of these projects looks pretty high. But it's worth a shot, right? Like, you can send these guys an email and see what they say. What do you got to lose? So there are other funding options out there, and I want to just kind of share it with you guys, and I hope you found it useful. I'll leave all of these links in the description so you can take a look at them. But until next time, I would love to hear your guys' comments on this. If you have found anything similar, please leave a comment below, or if you got any questions about this, I'd be happy to answer them. But once again, I'm Tim Ruswick, and I will see you guys next time.